Hey everyone, I'm down here in the basement, Trailcat Studios. Anyways, here's a little twist picture for you. I'm going to change the tires, well I was going to change the tires from my Wraith onto my Losi Nightcrawler. And I thought, well now there's some articulation for you. That one's twisted 90. This one's just twisted up a bunch. So my plan started out, I was going to take these wheels off of the Wraith and put them on the Nightcrawler. But these hubs on here, what a pain in the neck. So I'm going to just put some other wheels on there and not bother with these stupid things. Well, I like them, but they're stupid, yeah. Okay, as long as I have this out here, I thought I'd go over this because I did this, I don't know, a year or two ago, and it works so well that I'm just going to show what I did. You can see right there, I have room for a hard pack 3-cell, 5,000 mAh right in there, and the body panels, everything except the hood was clear Lexan. I cut out, matched it up, and on the front here, these are 120 King shocks, and inside there I pulled a little trick. I got one right here. These are the little things off of a soldering kit that have the little alligator clips. They will match up right there. They'll match up to those holes. You can see I have them in there, and that gives you one more spot back to give you a little more angle on your shocks. That worked out good for me. Of course, a lot of other stuff here. You got your BEC for the different powers. In the front, you can see I did away with any kind of eye bolts on the ends of these, because what happens is it gets jammed and then they pull out, and then you've got a strip rod. So I got solid rods on that, and you can see I got the extension for the wheels in there. Can't remember what kind of servo that is. Imagine that, huh? Oh, another thing I did here was, these were the stock links. I took them out in the vise and bent them. You can do it. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. They're brittle, and you can see that they're right behind where the wheel would go up and down. So that gave me more clearance. I did that on the front and the back. And if you bend the bottom ones, you have to bend the top ones. Okay, around here in the back, you can see how much of the cage that I cut off, all of this. And then these two bars that came back, I heated that with a lighter. And let's flip this dog upside down here. And you can see I brought the two pieces down to here and zip tied them back in there. That's where I have my ESC glued up against it's glued up against the bottom of the back deck here, and there's your on-off switch sitting right there. And I drilled the holes here for these shocks. These are 160s. I just said that the other day, but yeah, you can get away with 170s on there. But I'm happy with these, and I get so much articulation out of this thing. It's just crazy. Another thing I did is, you can see all the checker plate. I just took kind of a thick paper, and I laid everything in there and cut them all out, and then traced it, and then used checker plate. Now in the back right here, your axle was coming up against the frame, so that's why that's curved like that. is I heated that up, and I used a hammer handle, and I pushed up those frames in there. See if I can get around where you can see it. There you go. You can see how they're curved up. That gave me more clearance for my axle to go up, and it bottoms out the shocks before it'll hit that piece of the frame. And yeah, they're same thing back here. They're bent. You can buy these already bent kits, but they come with 2 bent and 2 straight, and they all have to be bent if you want to get all 4 of them. That makes sense, doesn't it? And another thing I did was, I like to do this, is these are 2.2 XLs, so they have 2.2 foams in them. That gives you a little air space before the foam starts to take over. And in these ones I put that real white big puffy foam, so it's like there's almost no foam in there whatsoever, which does cause a lot of rolling under on these wheels and stuff. I think that's the only really thing I would change on this, because I think eventually it's going to start cracking right around that crest right there. There, with the battery out, you can see I have nothing in there. You know, they make all kinds of battery trays and stuff, but once you have it in there and the hood on, I've had no trouble with it, and this has taken some extreme falls and it's been fine. The other thing is this wire mesh is like an office desk paper tray, and I just cut it up. These edges were already on the paper tray, so they made perfect holders, and then I just I cut the mesh off on some of these and used them for window frames. They're actually laying on top of that. This one, the mesh goes right down into. And there you have it.